What's up, guys? Cody here. And today I just kind of want to just relax. I am not in the mood to do much of anything. And so instead of actually just like playing a game and commentating, um, just over there, I'm just gonna play Torchlight in the background and talk. And real fast, don't expect to see a lot of League videos, for a while. He is super toxic for me, and until I actually get good games on there, don't expect much of anything. Um, also pretty busy, so yeah. So just kind of wanted to relax and reminisce and reminisce and remember reminisce about Fate. For those of you that don't know what Fate was this one of the first like PC dungeon crawlers, and oh my gosh, was it so much fun. Um, and which is why I'm playing Torchlight. Because Torchlight is very similar to it, and a lot of the things, a lot of concepts from Fate was used for this game. If not, most of it was pretty much ripped off. Um, but like it's like the same exactly how Fate is set up. This game is set up, and it was for the most part. Fate is like Fate. Fate, if you've never played it, it is one. It is just one dungeon that you get, with infinite amount of floors. And your goal is to kill a guy, kill this like boss guy on whatever it would be, like the 50th floor or something like that. And that was the whole thing, and you just had to get there, and there was no class selection. There was no class selection. No, there was no one telling you how you have to be. You're limited to this. It was just no. You're gonna level up, and you're gonna just you depending upon how you level up your stats is gonna be how we decide what you get, and but it's gonna limit what you can get, and I enjoyed that so much. I spent hours upon hours playing it, and the best part was after you beat the guy, um, you could then send another. You can pass down an item to the next guy, and it would what it would do would it it would, in whatever item you pass down, when you started a new game with doing it like that, um the item you pass down you would start with, and you would automatically you would get a few levels automatically, um because each time you started a new game like that, it would the fight you'd have to get further. You have to go further and further every time to beat the boss. And it was a simple game, but man, was it fun. And every time you pass down the item, it get better and better. and it was such a blast. And so I was looking through the Steam store with while they had their summer sales, and I saw Torchlight, and I was like, okay, this is pretty similar to Fate, and it pretty much is Fate. The dungeons don't go on for that far, and it's a lot more open world isk. I mean, pretty much it's just you going. It's like if I like, it's pretty much Fate. It's just they give you the like idea that you're going through that you're going to different places when really you can just compare the game to you can just compare the game to Fate and just say that each different place is just another part. It's just another layer down, another level down. Um, so it's not like that unique. It's not that different. What the game lacks though is that it lacks what Torchlight lacks that Fate had, which I enjoyed. Was the no classes. Um, which I mean, you get into Torchlight, it's like yeah, you got 4 classes you have to choose from, and it's like um, cool, but that means that you're limit. That means that it feels like you've already limited yourself on on like items you can use and whatnot. Which I really hate. And your like spells are tied to your class, and I don't like that. Like when I played Fate, it was it when I played Fate, what I do would be I'd get some summon spells to summon I'd get summon spells to summon some creatures for me to kind of go in there and do the kind of be just like annoyances for the monsters. Um that way they wouldn't target me right off the bat. And I'd go and I'd just be like a simple like warrior. I'd go and I'd just attack. And I'd have a few defensive spells as well. Just in case they got on me, like I had a spell that would knock everybody away. This though, you really don't. You're stuck into a class immediately, and you're stuck into a playstyle right from the very beginning, and there's no diverging from it. Which I really hate. So like I was like, okay, well then I have to be the mage then, because there's like just wasn't anything good in here. So I really like Fate, for the ability to just, be very diverse in how you set up your character. Which, most games nowadays, they're like, nope, this is how it is. You're locking yourself in from the very beginning. And it's just whatever, and you're just gonna deal with it. But Fate, nah, Fate was you decide how you want to set up your character, and you can change at any point of time. Also, with Fate, the items are a lot more. They seemed a lot more unique, and they just like better in general. Like in this, I can kite things forever if I want. Fate, nah. If they're hitting you, they're hitting you. Um, but yeah, I've just loved Fate. But a few things that I didn't like about Fate. One, the fact that you couldn't regen health. The only way to do that was if you had like lifesteal on your things, but even then, the creatures get pretty hard. and you're not gonna be able to heal more than what you're taking at a certain point. So I didn't like that. In this, you can get things. I don't know if you naturally regen, but I know I have something equipped on me that regens my at a slow rate, but it's enough where that in between things that I'm fighting, I get back to which that's nice. But quite frankly, it's unnecessary because if you see right now, I've got 122 health potions on me. So yeah, it doesn't really mean. Let me see. Go to another thing that I liked is that you could have an infinite number of enchants on your items, and it would be every time you took a gamble as to whether or not that the item was going to be good or not. The enchant was going to be good or not. For this, it's like no, you're always guaranteed a good enchant, and it seems kind of silly. That that you would always get a good enchant. And they make you pay more for it, which is fine and all, I guess. But like, that's where most of my money ends up going to is enchanting items. Just silly in my opinion. Like, why would I ever buy an item when everything I can get is out in the dungeon? Like in Fate, you could buy some pretty wicked items from the vendors. And then you could enchant them. But you could enchant them forever. Each time it would get more and more expensive, and sometimes nothing would happen if you had it like really high up. You could enchant them for an infinite long amount of time, and the price would go up and whatnot. But I think that was a lot better that way. In this, it's like you're limited based upon the person you're with and whatnot, but it doesn't even matter half the time because you feel like the weapons don't mean anything. Like, yeah, as long as like, you know, I've got a decent weapon for the area, then I'm go. So I mean, this has more plot to it, but I mean, you're not necessarily playing a dungeon crawler for the plot. Like you're playing the dungeon crawler for just for the fact that it is a dungeon crawler. That's what I enjoyed about Fate, that it was just simple and it did its job. And one of the other things that I enjoyed, what is going on? One of the other things that I enjoyed about Fate, which gave it more realism, was the fact that different items took up a different amount of space in your inventory. So a short sword would take up less space than, let's say, a staff in your inventory because the staff is bigger. Short sword is smaller. Things like that, and I've really enjoyed that. As like back then as a kid, I didn't really, you know, it was just like whatever. It was the only dungeon crawler I played, but it was still something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed a lot. But I think that adds more realism because I mean, if I look at my items right now, I've got a ring which takes as much space as an axe. It doesn't quite make any sense. Now, what I do like about Torchlight, though, since I've been bashing on, in comparing it to Fate. What I do like about Torchlight is that it does have a multiplayer component, um, which is something I want so badly for Fate, and it wouldn't be that hard to literally just take Fate and make it multiplayer. But instead, people, because of obvious reasons, copyright, can't do that, and so what people have done is they've done stuff like this, and they've gone and made um, their own games, but it's like, but like in this game, there's sound, like a lot of sound bites from this game are literally the exact same from, so it just seems silly. Um, I mean, this guy, they had a guy like this in Fate 2. Like literally, the whole setup is the exact same as Fate. Um, everything, but no, it's just it is what it is. Like these guys selling stuff for 3,000 gold. It's kind of just like taking the chance, and then it's like, oh well, it's not that good. So it just seems silly. Like I don't the whole thing, like when you compare Torchlight to Fate, Fate is just overwhelmingly better. Torchlight's got better graphics, it's got multiplayer, and the spells are done kind of easier, I think. But goddamn, Fate was just, and Fate costs more for whatever reason than this. What this was on the Steam sale. Maybe Fate will go on sale. I don't know. But I'm just kind of just someone just make a multiplayer version of, literally just take Fate and make a multiplayer version of that. Take everything the exact same way that it was there and make a multiplayer version. Please, somebody. Don't make it like Torchlight. Make it exactly like Fate. Somebody do that. That is all I'm asking. Somebody take the game and make it exactly like. That's all for today, guys. This was mostly me talking, just because I wanted to talk about Fate, since I had been playing Torchlight lately, and I didn't want to make a League video because League has been very, toxic lately. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to subscribe if you did, and see you in the next one. Thanks.